Hi, good morning everyone. Today I'm doing a little cooking for the holidays for a potluck. The first dish I'm going to make is the easiest Texas caviar by The Pretty Spoon is the name of the recipe. So let's get started. I'll show you what I've got going here. First of all, you always got to have a bowl to for your trash when you're working with vegetables, and this is all really vegetables. What I have already done, and I'll show you that, is I've diced up one red sweet pepper, and then because I had a few garbanzo beans left, I threw them in this recipe. It doesn't call for it, but I'm always about getting everything used up before it gets old on me. So look how pretty that is already. Next, I have a half a cup of red onion and 2 stalks of celery that I'm going to add to my dish. I'm just using my knife to stir it, but look at that. Look how pretty that is already, and there's way more colors to go. So if you're wondering why I'm using a knife with a broken tip, it's because I can't even remember how I broke it, but this is my Chicago cutlery knife, and I absolutely love it, so I just can't live without it. But I did want to share with you a different way to clean a pepper than I've ever tried before. So let's see if this works as well on this orange sweet pepper as it did on the red sweet pepper. So I'm just slicing the top off like so. And I believe I sliced the bottom off as well. Yep. Now it's looking like this. So I'm just going to cut through it, and I'm just going to kind of like peel around the outside. So when I'm done, I've got this long ribbon of orange, I guess I'll cut it right here, sweet pepper. And then I'll just bring my dish over here, my garbage dish. And just like that, how simple was that? And look at, I saved everything. I'm going to make these pieces pretty small, and I tend to take the white skin off of the pepper, but you don't have to. It's just my thing. So I'm just going to quickly dice these up. I've been just so hungry for Texas caviar, and I know it's not traditionally a holiday gift or a potluck, maybe a Christmas pot. Well, I guess it's not really a Christmas potluck. What I'm doing is going to a potluck of a hikers club that I belong to. And I just thought this would be something different, something refreshing. A lot of people do have cocktails, so you don't have to have the full main course. You can maybe have some appetizers. I'm also planning to bring a cranberry coconut macaroon. I've never made those before either, but as it's close to the Christmas holiday, I'm totally infatuated with all things cranberry. So I'm going to be making that this afternoon as well. And I will show you a video of that as well. Now, I'm not going to let any of this go to waste. It does call for the whole pepper, so I'm just going to continue on dicing this. Very neat. I was going to share with you something that happened to me yesterday that, well, for me is unusual. I was actually in town shopping, and twice in one day, people just walked out of the store with, in one case, a full box of displayed gifts from Ulta Beauty, which I'm sure were expensive. And this person walked out just as calm as could be, even though the alarm was ringing. And I kept looking at the employees thinking that they were going to, you know, kind of band together and go after this person, but they did not. What they do instead is they simply take a video and of the person, the car, the license plate if possible. And I will say, this woman that stole this stuff, she did not seem the least bit concerned. So I don't know how she thought she was going to get away with this. Obviously, who knows where this car came from or how they can get rid of it. As you can see, I'm not wasting anything. This is the bottom portion that I cut off. So I'm still just dicing that finely. And I love the smell of sweet peppers. This time of the holiday, when we're also, well, we know we're going to be overeating, it's okay to maybe eat a little bit lighter, a little bit healthier beforehand. So that's another reason for this recipe. Of course, I did say I was going to make a cranberry macaroon, so that is not going to be LoCal, but they will be small bites, so you can control how many calories you actually eat. And I think you just drop them by teaspoonsful, so they're not going to be big cookies. But they're going to have a bit of calories with them because there's sweetened condensed milk in them for sure. But I'm excited to try it. You can see my little oven back here, so I'm going to be using her today. Just about done here. Perfect. Oops, there's one little piece I missed. At any rate, back to the shoplifter. I said, oh, this really bothers me. I said, I feel like almost like I want to take after that person. But then I realized that's just not their way here. So, but I did also realize that it's one of the reasons probably costs of everything are so expensive. Look at the color. I'm getting into that now. The red pepper, the orange pepper, the green celery, purple onion. We eat with our eyes, not just our taste buds. All right. So the next thing I need to do is I need to drain the next 3 ingredients. The first 2 don't need to be rinsed, so this is just a an 8 3/4 ounce can of Del Monte kernel corn. I've been told you can use frozen, but I had this, so that's what I'm going to use. It was supposed to be a 14 ounce can of Rotel, but all I have is a 10 ounce, so yeah, 10 ounce. So I'm just going to drain that right in with the corn. I'm going to let that drain for a bit. I probably should have started this a little earlier. It actually is got some green chilies in it too, so that will add some nice texture. Beautiful color, nice texture. We'll just get this drained out really good. Or pretty good. Just by shaking it. All right. And into the bowl this goes. Let me get a wooden spoon here and give this a stir. I'm going to use a spoonula. Whoops. Well, I don't know what that is, but anyways, we'll move this back and we'll kind of give this a stir so you can see what it's looking like. This this recipe did call for black-eyed peas. I'm not familiar with them, nor have I ever really worked with them, so I couldn't find them. But it also called for black beans, which are readily available. And it just did say to give them a rinse, so I'm going to quickly do that. I'm going to set this back over here. Actually, I'm going to set it on top of here, which fits perfectly in there. I love it when things come together, especially in a small space. And then it calls for, I believe it was a cup and a quarter of Italian dressing. This came from Stater Brothers. It's fat-free dressing. And I guess we'll just kind of see how we like it. Now, I don't know how many of you ever have had or made Texas caviar, but it's served with a chip, a corn chip, a tortilla chip, anything like that. I can see where if this did actually call for a green pepper, and I can see now if I'd use a green instead of an orange and a red, the color would be yet more vibrant. But I had an orange and a red, and so that's why it is the color it is. All right, yep, those are done draining. Let's toss our beans in. It's looking so delicious. Any of you who are lovers of this, I mean, I can eat this by itself. I don't even need a cracker or a chip. Now, it didn't call for any salt or any pepper, but I guess I could leave that up to you. But we're going to add our cup and a half, or a quarter, I guess it was. So we'll start with the cup. I don't want to go too overboard, because this seems to have a lot of, I'll just lift this up so you can see, a lot of spices and textures in the dressing itself. Oops, got a little kitty wampus there. We'll straighten you out so you can come back and join me. All right, let's give this a stir. Oh, it's just so glistening. Doesn't that look gorgeous? Now, I know this gets better the longer it sits, but when you're the cook, I mean, it's just such a horrible job, but you have to taste test everything. And hold on a minute while I grab myself a cracker and see if that's or tortilla chip, and see if that's enough Italian dressing. So today I'm using Simply Nature Organic non-GMO multi-grain tortilla chips. I just kind of like the texture and the look of these chips. All right. We don't want to contaminate our serving bowl or our mixing bowl, so I'm just going to put a little bit of this in my measuring cup. And then I'm going to grab a couple of chips. Aren't those yummy looking? I don't know. I just like, I like textures and looks and the look of things. And, well, you all know, you've heard me say it before, you don't just eat with your taste buds, you eat with your eyes. Look at how beautiful that is on that chip. All right, here goes. That is the perfect amount of zestiness in that salad dressing. I don't really want to put any more because I know the longer this marinates, the juicier it'll get. But look at that. I definitely give this recipe a 5 thumbs up. Have a great day. Later, my cranberry coconut macaroons. Happy holiday cooking and potlucking and Christmas baking. Appreciate you all.